All right, today we're going to dive into a technology that's totally shaking things up in the world of industrial and automotive cleaning. We're talking about something that's faster, cleaner, and way more efficient. And it's all thanks to the rise of portable dry ice blasting.
So let's just start with one number, because it really tells you everything you need to know about why this matters. 8.5%. That's the projected annual growth for the dry ice cleaning market. This isn't just some niche trend, folks. This is an industry that's about to see some serious expansion.
So, why the huge growth spurt? Well, it's pretty simple. There's this massive industry-wide shift happening right now. People are moving away from harsh chemicals and messy, abrasive methods. Businesses want, no, they need more efficient, eco-friendly ways to get things clean. And dry ice blasting? It's the answer. And that industry shift brings us right to the star of today's explainer, the portable machine. We're not talking about giant factory equipment here. We're talking about the nimble, flexible solutions that are changing the game for modern workshops everywhere. You know, when you hear dry ice blaster, you might be picturing some huge, bolted-to-the-floor system in a massive factory. But that's not what this is. A portable unit is compact. It's easy to wheel around your shop or even take to a job site, and you just plug it into a standard outlet. It's designed to be accessible for just about anyone. And this comparison really drives the point home. Think of fixed systems as the heavyweights. They're built for massive, round-the-clock production lines. But portable machines? They're the versatile, agile tools for the rest of us. You get that incredible mobility and a much, much lower price tag without needing a whole installation crew. And here's why these machines are an absolute game changer, especially for something like car detailing. You can get super precise, cleaning engine bays and undercarriages, and since it's non-abrasive, you're not damaging any surfaces. Best of all, you can often clean parts without even taking them off the car. I mean, think about the time that saves. It's huge. Okay, so you're thinking, this sounds pretty good, but if you're actually considering buying one, what should you look for? Well, this buyer's checklist is going to break down the really critical stuff so you can make sure you're getting the right tool for your needs. First thing to look at is the housing, the body of the machine. Now, you might think metal is the way to go. It sounds tough, right? But it's also super heavy and it can rust. That's why a lot of the newer models, like the Aiolith Ai30, are using this hard, roto-molded plastic. It gives you the best of both worlds. It's tough and rust-proof, but it's still light enough to actually be portable. Next up, nozzles. You wouldn't use the same wrench for every single bolt, right? It's the same idea here. You need flat nozzles for big surfaces, angled ones for getting into tight spots. And here's a little tip. A lot of the big premium brands make you buy all those nozzles separately, and that cost adds up fast. Finding a machine that includes a whole set means you're ready for anything right out of the box. Now let's talk about your workflow. You know what's frustrating? Constantly having to stop what you're doing to refill a tiny hopper. It just kills your momentum. That's why a big hopper, like the 44-pound one on the Aiolith Ai30, is such a massive plus. For a portable machine, that's unusually large, and it means you can just keep working longer without interruptions. And hey, don't forget to look at what's going on inside the machine. The grinding technology is what controls the size of the dry ice pellets. A really efficient system can actually cut your dry ice consumption by up to 30%, and that translates directly into saving money on every single job. So, keeping all those key factors in mind, let's do a little comparison. Let's see how a modern challenger like Aiolith stacks up against the big industry giants. For years and years, this market has been dominated by a couple of legacy brands. You've probably heard of them, Kersher and ColdJet. And look, their machines are fantastic, but they're priced for heavy-duty industrial work. We're talking anywhere from $8,000 to $20,000. And that brings up the big question, the one you really have to ask yourself. Are you paying for a bunch of features you're never going to use? If your work is car detailing, or mold removal, or restoration projects, you probably don't need all the industrial-grade bells and whistles. And when you put the numbers side by side like this, the whole story just snaps into focus. I mean, the price difference is massive. That's the first thing you see. But it's not just about the cost. Look at the other features. The Aiolith comes standard with 5 nozzles, and it has that big 20-kilo hopper we talked about. It's just a completely different approach to value. This number right here, $3,099, this is what changes the entire conversation. It proves that you don't have to be a giant corporation to afford professional-grade equipment anymore. These features are now accessible at a price that actually makes sense for small and medium-sized businesses. So let's get down to the bottom line. Beyond that initial price tag, what does a machine like this actually do for your profitability? Let's talk about the real return on your investment. The numbers here are just staggering. According to industry data, when you switch to dry ice blasting, you can cut your cleaning time by 50 to 70%. That is a massive efficiency boost. It means most businesses see their machine pay for itself in just 12 to 18 months. And of course, with a lower price to begin with, you hit that break-even point even faster. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to this. For most workshops, for most mobile cleaning businesses, getting a portable machine isn't a compromise. It's actually the smartest choice. It gives you that perfect balance of performance, mobility, and cost. It's professional results without the industrial-sized price tag. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important question. Now that you've seen the facts and the figures, are you ready to figure out what the ROI could look like for your specific business? And you don't have to guess. The source material for this explainer actually includes a link to an official total cost of ownership calculator. You can go there, plug in your own numbers, and see for yourself just how quickly this technology could pay for itself in your shop. I really hope this breakdown was helpful. Thanks so much for tuning in.